If you're worried about falling over, but all you do is balance training, you could be missing out. Hey, it's Ollie and Gaz from Be Mobile, and we are passionate about helping people 55 plus to improve their balance. Now, if you want to reduce your risk of falls, doing balance-specific exercises is vital. But there is research showing that you can further improve your balance by adding strength training into your exercise regime.
So in this video, we're going to talk about the 3 areas of the body that you should be targeting with strength training if your goals are to improve your balance. Then we'll leave you with 3 simple exercises that you can get started with today.
Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more great videos. Okay, to maintain your balance, your body uses 3 movement strategies. When you first start to get a bit wobbly, your body's first automatic response is to bring you back into equilibrium with ankle movement. As you can see, the muscles around Gaz's ankle pull him back into a stable position. Now, this requires strong foot, calf, and shin muscles. Now, if the ankle strategy fails, the next step is for the body to adjust position using the hips. As you can see with Gaz, the hips move out to the side or even forwards and backwards in an effort to keep us upright. This requires strength in the glutes, the hip flexors, and the trunk muscles. If we've exhausted the ankle and hip strategies but we're still losing balance, the final instinctive response is to take a step to catch ourselves. Now, this requires strong legs, but importantly, a lot of muscle power in order to move swiftly and stop the weight of our body before we fall over. All right, exercise number 1 is about increasing the strength in the lower leg muscles to allow us to manage that ankle strategy to keep our balance like we saw with Gaz doing. So this exercise in particular, we're really going to focus on the calf muscles, so the gastrocnemius and the soleus muscle, which runs underneath it, and this tibialis anterior muscle on the front of our shin, which pulls our toes up like that. So what you're going to do is find something to provide a little bit of balance and security to begin with. I've got a chair. I'm just going to rest my fingertips on there. With my feet at about hip width apart, all I'm doing is simply bringing my toes up in the air, nice and slow and controlled, then bring them back down. And I'm going to go into a heel raise. So I'm going straight into lifting my heels up off the floor like a ballerina, and then try and control that back down, and then the reverse. So you can see I'm kind of rocking between the two. I'm going up onto my toes and then rocking back onto my heels. I'll show you from a different angle. So I'm going up onto the heels, then rocking forward onto the toes. And the whole time we want to be nice and slow and controlled. Okay, so we're challenging our muscles, but also our balance at the same time. Now, as you become a little bit more confident and proficient with this, you can start to reduce your reliance on the furniture, okay? So you could take your hands away or just have one finger. All right, we're aiming to get the hands off and slowly going through that movement. And after about 10 reps, you'll start to feel the muscles burning in both the back and the front of your leg there. And you'll probably also feel some of those smaller muscles in and around your feet and ankles working pretty hard there as well. Now you can see as I look towards the camera there, I lost my balance. So a good tip is to keep your eyes fixed on one still spot on the floor, and that's going to help you with your balance so that you can get the most out of this exercise. Now, if you're really good and you're finding that one quite easy, you can of course add weight. You could put a backpack on, you could hold some dumbbells, anything to increase the weight that you're lifting with your calves and shin muscles. So that's exercise number 1.
The second exercise is to target the muscles in your hips and to work on that hip strategy. So that second strategy that we're using to maintain your balance and your equilibrium. And we're going to do some side hops, but we're going to start with a side step. Okay, so you can have a bench in front of you for this. All we're going to do is start with your feet together, taking a step out to the side, and then trying to balance on that leg which you've stepped towards. So when we do this, when we step to the side, our legs, our glutes in particular, have got to absorb that load and then work to adjust to keep your balance as well. So you're just taking a step to the side, holding for a period of time until you feel like you've sort of got your balance. A bit of wobbling's is okay. That's what we're trying to target. We get better by working in those spaces of instability. So we're taking a bit of a step to the side. Once you feel like you've kind of got your wobbles under control, then we're stepping back to the other side and then giving that other leg a bit of a go. If you're doing this, however, and you're feeling like it's not really challenging your muscles enough, or you're not really quite as wobbly, we're going to level things up. So we're going to go from a side step to this side hop, which I promised earlier. So you can do a bit of a jump, whoop, and then land it, and then try to absorb and work on those muscles on the side. We're going to go side to side, so a bit of a jump, whoop. Okay, and try to feel like you've got your equilibrium back somewhat before then jumping to the other side. Okay? We want to work on strength and balance at once though. So if we're not quite challenging those muscles enough, we're going to level up. We're still going to do that hop to the side, whoop, still going to get it. Still going to work on our balance, and then we're going to do a little single leg squat in that position just to really fatigue those glutes. So a step or a hop, whoop, to the side, and then a single leg squat. Let me show you from the side, because I don't want you to expect to be able to do a massive single leg squat. There's going to be some perhaps range of motion restrictions which will limit the depth to which you can go to. So it's just a step to the side and then a little squat there. Of course, you can reduce that range of motion if your knees or hips can't quite tolerate it, or if the range of motion, particularly in your ankles, just doesn't quite allow it. So that's your second exercise to work on that hip strength and that hip strategy, your side hops.
So if you remember, once we've used the ankle strategy and the hip strategy, the final one is to step and catch ourselves. So that's what this exercise is going to work on, that ability to quickly step out and absorb the weight of your body. So we're going to start next to a piece of furniture once again for a little bit of added security. And all we're going to do is step out with one foot and then drop back down. So we're doing a lunge, okay? And then we're going to come back and go back into a reverse lunge. So a bit like that first exercise where we were rocking between our toes and our heels, we're now rocking between a forward lunge straight into a backward lunge. So to start, you've got your fingertips on the chair for stability, and you're going between those two. You can even touch your foot down in the middle here if you need to. Just like that. Now, of course, if you're going deeper, that's going to be more challenging for the muscles. All right, so that's your aim. Now, we spoke about the importance of being able to perform that action really quickly, because falls don't happen like this, okay? It's really snappy. So you need to be able to trip and quickly catch yourself. Okay, probably not that loud, but you get the idea. So once you're confident with this, you can actually get rid of the chair and add a little bit of speed to the movement as well. So you might step forward and into a lunge, then step back into a lunge and forward. Okay, and of course you're going to do this on both legs. So you're stepping forward and back. Now, the last little stage of this is that falls don't always happen forwards and backwards. They can also happen out to the sides as well. So you could even do this out to the side, all right, and then do the other leg as well as a little bit of extra challenge. So that's the forward into a reverse lunge exercise. That's a great one for building that ability to catch yourself whenever you do trip. So add those exercises into your regime and complete 3 sets of 10 repetitions at least twice a week. And in a couple of months, you'll notice your balance starts to improve and you'll be getting the great benefits of strength training as well.
Now, you can't always avoid a fall, so it's good to work on your ability to get up from the floor as well. Luckily, we have a video for that, and you can check it out on the screen right now.